15, 20 less views than it had before. And you'll wonder what happened there. Well, that's an audit of the views. That could be because somebody didn't. I'm getting an echo. Who's that? My money's on Tony.
He's outside. Nothing else in this. Hold on. That is muted, so no, it's not me.
Okay.
Muted.
All right. So, but anyway, so sometimes they'll do an audit and they might pull some that they're turning off, says Andy. They'll do some stuff that will say, they'll take away, they'll look at it, see if it's an actual view or if it's a bot view. And when I say bot, like a robot, or if it's if somebody watched it long enough for it to be considered a view. You see what I'm saying? And then some of those may come back. So the next day after that, you might see some coming back. Bye, Chris.
He gone.
So, he back.
What happened?
I'm mysterious. I had to let Tony get up there because Tony's, above me,
I don't think that's how this works.
No.
So the reason why I was asking Mr. Johnny is because I have 365. I have on the watch time hours 995.4, but the subscribers I've got still to go because I've only got, I think, 200. Well, I've got 205 subscribers, so I've still got a ways to go. But I was just making sure that if I look at the 365 or you look at the 90 or the 28 or whatever. So I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, 365. And everybody, if you hadn't checked out Chris at Texas Raider, check out that channel, please. And if somebody doesn't mind, if they can put Chris's link in here. I think
Miss Amy did.
I'll have to go and see if I can subscribe to you. Maybe. I'm gonna look at your stuff and see if
I'll put it up.
No, I'm
you. I dropped it up earlier.
The only other question regarding your model that I'm building is that I've got your wheels to match your wheels.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. It comes with the slick tires. The only problem is that they have the logo M/T. If I can get this box open.
M4.
MT.
Oh, MT? That's what mine are.
Okay. Yeah, but I just didn't know, because I was looking at your trying to watch videos and that and all that, and then that last street race you were doing, I'm like, I had to make a whole new folder for your pictures of your of your PTO because I've got so many pictures of it, but it's only
they're MT tires. Mick Thompson slicks. 29, 5, 10, 5, 15, 3062S. Yep.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
Up there at 12 o'clock in the position.
Yeah.
And then the get it in there. I'm trying to zoom in. There's the wheel itself. It's got the circles in it.
Yep. And they're already wrinkled up.
Yep. Then the front tires are back over here are the same.
Yep.
If I can.
That's cool. Yeah, I see it.
Lori, I'm live streaming with Johnny.
I had to get a.
All right, now I know what's going on.
I had to get a special deal to get it. What do they call it?
What's this called?
Not printing, not laser, but heck.
I don't know.
I had to have a person actually make these. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Chris, cool. How's the pooch?
she's killing me because it's like out of all these years, when she goes outside and comes back in, she's like, okay, I'm ready for my hot dog. Well, I can't give her hot dogs anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can't do this, you can't do that. So long story short, she's doing fine. I've got to that is another question for the panel, is that I was using my iPhone to try, and we ran to the local Sonic, and so I took a screenshot of her sticking her head out of the truck, being herself, and then I did a short little video, but then I couldn't figure out how to flip the phone around so I could continue with the video. But I've got to
let me know.
What do y'all recommend for that is easy, that somebody that doesn't know a whole heck of a lot about a whole heck of a lot? What do y'all recommend to use for editing software?
Video Shop is what I use.
There you go. Oops, I lost it. Which one?
Video Shop.
Video Shop. Okay.
So what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone 11.
Okay. iMovie.
There you go, Paul. There's Faith. Being faced, sticking her head out,
Paul
Use
Hunter
iMovie.
was asking in the comments. So
video shop. Okay. And then iMovie is what Johnny's suggesting.
Use iMovie.
That's the easiest with the phone.
Is that through YouTube or is that just a different app?
See, when we bought our iPhones, iMovie was loaded, but you can go to the App Store, get iMovie, and what iMovie is basically a video editing software for Apple products.
Okay.
So it's what I use on everything.
Right.
And I have an iMac. What I'm on is an iMac right now, and I can do pretty much almost everything I want to do with iMovie. So, you've seen the editing and stuff like that I do, and it's a pretty good program.
Well, I downloaded it, but I know it's dark, but
yeah, you have to play with that stuff a little bit, Chris, because it takes a little bit of learning for an old dog like me.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you're going to be down at Eufaula,
yes, sir,
I will show you how to edit some stuff on your phone.
I appreciate that.
Like what we can do is we can shoot some video. I can show you how to actually edit a short, not just take a clip of something and put it up as a short.
Yeah, I wing it.
Show you how to actually shoot video and create a short that is 15 seconds long, but may have been off of something that we shot that's 5 minutes long, and it's stuff from the first minute and the last of the video.
Yes, sir.
So, I can show you how to cut, paste, how to, change the volume, how to, put in transitions, music, whatever you want to do. We'll create something on your phone while you're there.
There's some other recommendations there in the chat. I think they all work. It's kind of whatever a person can get used to. The thing I really like about it, iMovie, or I think CapCut works the same way as the Video Shop. You can work on ones that are in your phone, then you save it to your phone, and then upload it. And mine has a place in it where it says you can upload it right to YouTube from here off of the Video Shop. It has never worked.
Mm-hmm.
You can't load nothing to YouTube off of Video Shop, but it'll save it to my phone's camera roll, and then I can use it on YouTube.
Right.
But for some reason, that other deal has never worked that way. So
yeah, main thing you want to on using your phone or any device is make sure that you don't use up too much of your storage. if you get one too full, they get real wonky and stuff like that. So usually I delete pretty much.
Are you talking about storage on your YouTube
on your device? On your device, whatever your device is.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm trying to do because I've got 24,000 some odd pictures and I'm trying to go through them all.
Right. And what's really odd is you can look at those pictures and you can see how big it is, how many megabytes or whatever it is. Right. And you think, well, if I delete this, do that. I don't care. Oh, wait a minute.
You'll always wind up with videos like this that you'll want to keep on your phone. You were singing a song to somebody else. You got a friend in me.
Yep.
You got to let this play all the way at the end because I got Greg Duncan on here.
Oh, you got I don't care on there.
I don't care.
Anybody that's like me that reads lips at all.
The sweetest. I love Greg and Donna. Sweet.
We had a good time down there at Team Killer.
Yep. Like that?
Y'all see him in chat? Is Greg and Donna in chat? I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't seen him yet.
No.
Hey, y'all, if you're out there.
The best one I've got of Paul Case is when he's talking politics.
Hey, there he is. I don't care.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, man. But
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all going on politics. It's not good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
But people use all kind of editing software and stuff like that. It's just I've always had real good luck with my iMovie and I mean you can look at it seems to be doing good for me. I mean,
Tony, I kind of thought when I got started talking politics, it could go either way.
Well, I've only seen one way, and I love it.
So what time is everybody coming? The ones who are coming to you, Paula? When are y'all heading that way?
Friday.
When are y'all heading?
I would like to think this. I like to say would be there around 1. That's my goal.
1.
So, yeah, it's
just 1.
1 o'clock.
1 a.m. tonight. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Now you darn well I sleep. I don't take naps. I get my sleep in. But yeah, it's a 2-hour drive. So if we leave by the house by 11, we should be there by 1.
On what day?
Thursday. You knew that.
There you go. All right.
You knew it would be a Thursday. That's why I said.
I'm trying to let you tell the chat.
Okay.
Angie done it.
Angie done it.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Chris, when are you thinking about coming?
It's a 3-hour drive. So I'm looking at Friday. The stays in hotels check-in, if I remember right, it's at 3:00. So either, and it's a Friday and I don't know how traffic would be in Tulsa because one way is showing me to either go through Tulsa or I go all the way down to Oklahoma City and hit I-40 and come over. So I don't know. I figure I just don't want to be caught.
Where are you actually coming from?
Tonkawa, Oklahoma.
Tonkawa. Okay,
yeah.
So Tonkawa is, my gosh.
That's Back to the Future.
I'm all the way, put it this way, I'm on the Kansas-Oklahoma border.
And she's going to be in a trailer, not the truck.
And it'd be on Interstate 35.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
And I think I'm 2 hours north of Tony, I think.
Yeah, you're close to that.
Mm.
But yet,
Angie, sometimes we can't even read English, let alone
Tony doesn't know how I drive, so it'd be an hour.
I used to be like that, but not when I'm hauling the trailer.
Okay.
I don't have a trailer to haul.
I think what you'll do is you'll come down. My gosh.
Yeah.
He's right in that spot where he's got to pick which way to go.
Right. If I was you, I would. Man, I would just come across. I would just come across to Tulsa
I
and
see
down
Paul.
through down 75 to Okmulgee.
Well, that's what I was
Okmulgee.
thinking.
Huh?
What's the address of the place where this meetup's going to be?
But I was just I just didn't want to be stuck in Tulsa, during any rush hour traffic, because this I ain't no city boy or metropolitan boy. I'm one of these type of things. Oh, there's a stop sign here. Wow.
Do you want to go through Oklahoma City instead?
Christine laughing.
Well, I tried to get
That's
Miss Lori's from Prepping for Heaven's Learjet, but she's using it that weekend.
Yeah.
Learjet. What's that?
I'm going to miss you too, Evelyn. Yeah, Tulsa and Oklahoma City are both a pain on Fridays, but I tell you what, I've driven in both, and I'd prefer to drive through Tulsa.
Okay.
If I'm going to drive through a city, it's going to be through Tulsa.
There was one place that when I left Tin Killer, Fort something.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Gibson?
Fort Gibson.
Yeah.
My God. And I'm an ex-police officer. But I mean, they had one-on-one going eastbound lane. They had one over on the westbound lane. Those guys were just hitting everybody. I mean, I was just like, can you say speed trap?
Yeah. See,
Hey,
Fort Gibson proper is actually quite, a ways over. And then whenever the bypass come around, they moved town proper toward the bypass, so they could catch that bit. So the Fort Gibson police instead of patrolling town, they go out there and patrol the bypass, which goes around it. And yeah, that's their deal. And you don't want to drive more than 55 miles an hour. And then whenever it drops to 45 and that construction, you want to make sure you're at 45 because they do not have anything dangling from your rearview mirror or up on your dash that can be considered a visual impairment.
Exactly.
You mean my bandanas that my father used to wear that are hanging off of my rear view mirror, and my bunny ear tag from Trey?
Your fuzzy dice and all that stuff.
Nothing hanging from your ear.
I tried to tell him I knew Paul Case, and they go, "You know Paul Case?" I said, "Well, yeah." They said, "Sign here."
That'll get you in more trouble.
Yep.
Did you get stopped there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I guess they saw my stickers on the back windshield and said, "Oh, that's a cop. We better leave him alone."
Another one I can tell you don't want to speed through over this way is Holbert, Oklahoma. You absolutely do not want to speed through there. You don't want to speed through Stringtown if you're going south on 69.
I better get this list going here.
Yeah.
So Fort Gibson.
Yeah. Holbert.
Was it H is in Henry or C is in Charles? Holbert.
Holbert. HULBERT.
I got you.
Stringtown, going down south on 69, like if you're going to Texas. And let's see, where else? I know there's a few more I know of.
Basically, anywhere I drive in Oklahoma, just don't tell them you know Paul Case.
No, not all of them.
Well, right out here if it's Sunday.
Good idea.
You know I care. You know I love you, Paul.
Angie.
I can feel it bubbling up from down
Just
there.
flip 'em.
She said just flip them off like me, but don't.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Hey, when that happened, she didn't know he was a cop. And this cop was beeping it. It was a four-way intersection. I mean, 4 lanes intersection, and a guy was doing a full U-turn, a truck and trailer in the intersection. The people behind didn't see it. It was green for her, and the people were beeping behind her, and she couldn't move because this guy was doing a complete U-turn. He took her hand out the window and said, "Hi." When that guy left, she went through the intersection. Cop pulled her over.
Where you get in trouble when them people are beeping behind you.
Yeah.
Out. Be right back.
Pulled the guy over and did the full U-turn in the middle of an intersection.
Yeah. Right.
Now that I can't hardly believe that.
Her?
Deacon Tank can't have a car that would make the trip to Eufaula.
What?
That's what she just put on here.
Hey, I watched them guys on. I watched them guys like Junkyard Digs and Pole Barn Garage, and they drive stuff that I wouldn't think you could get across my yard in across the country.
Yep. I watched a guy that got a Mustang out of a backyard, had no floor, and he put 2x4s across the whole thing and sat on top of a 5-gallon pail and drove 600 miles home.
A friend of mine told me that he took a car on his first date that him and his best friend had put the motor and transmission in it and nothing would fit, so they chained it in there.
Yeah.
And all I can think was, I bet she was impressed. He said, she married me anyway.
Angie? Angie said, Tamara, you can drive the vet and give me a ride. Yeah. I guess David probably is selling a vet or something like, one of them from the lot or something.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we could, yeah. One of these days, we're going to be somewhere and Andy might get a ride in the GTO.
She'll be screaming.
Yes, do it.
Hey, I'll tell you a really quick story. I built an engine, or a friend of mine built an engine, but it was messed up. I went through it. It was supercharged. It was in a Thunderbird. We were dating. Guy said, "Hey, fix this thing for me," and he left me with the car. Anyway, we went out that night, and she was in the back right hand. No, she was in the back left hand side of the car. We were getting on an on-ramp, and I won't say what highway, but I just crowded on that thing hard, doing the 2-wheel drift, going all the way up the road through all the gears, 120 miles an hour at the on-ramp when you get on the highway, and she was on the right side. She ended up on the left side, hanging on to all the door moldings of the car and everything in the back seat. It was funny. She was screaming. So,
no seat belts?
Huh?
No seat belts?
No, well, no, it was not back then. No, this thing was just put together. They
didn't have seat belts back then?
Well, they did. All the outdoor molding, everything was in the back seat, and she just tucked in the back right-hand corner, and that was it. It was game on.
They didn't have seatbelt laws. That's what it was. No laws. It was probably double nickel back then too, right?
It could have been. I didn't know that though.
None in the car, said Angie.
I can see we need to have
Hey,
all
Brian.
three. Johnny needs to have all three or however many cameras he's got from all different angles for when Angie rides in it. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I've seen Christine's had some rides in both of them. We've got a couple of 69 GTOs. I tell you what, that blown 69 GTO one night we were in where were we? No, we were down in over by us.
Is that when we had to go hide from the cops?
No, that's when no, that's not when we had to go hide from the cops. It was
Oh, was it a cruise night?
yeah, it was that cruise night when they were doing the
Johnny did a John Force burnout.
yeah.
I thought, yeah. They
did.
got a picture of me in the newspaper screaming.
Yeah, she was screaming in the newspaper.
We're gonna kill him.
Anyway, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
there was a reporter there, took a picture as we went by, and she's screaming. In the picture.
It's perfect. Yeehaw.
You got that right. Angie's feet will guaranteed be on the dashboard and squealing like a pig because she's having a great time.
When you said that Angie would get to ride in a GTO one day, I was going to ask you what police department was using GTOs.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
Right.
idea, actually.
But
She's out there cracking up.
yeah, it's got 2 seats in it now, so it's rider friendly right now.
I pulled up to get some gas.
Hey, I rode with him in our jet boat that there was no, well, there's a lot of air between me and the seat in the boat and the water.
What's wrong with that? That means you're moving.
That means I got ready to go out. Hold on to the 3-year-old.
Hey, I don't know what it is with people today. They're just not made out of the same stuff they used to be, right?
Right.
I remember my dad driving his old 76 Chevy to work for over a week while my mom and I had pulled the seat out of it and sent it over to the neighbors to get reupholstered. And he didn't have a seat for over a week. And he drove that truck back and forth to work every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did what we had to do, you know.
The next vehicle I buy is going to have a carburetor.
Yeah, she said the next vehicle she buys is going to have a carburetor.
All right.
There you go. Smart.
I'm going to show y'all a picture. When I pulled up to the gas station, there was a white, cream color GTO. He was hauling on the back of his Ford F-150. And I asked him what year it was. I think he said 68. It was real pretty. I'll post it later on in my posts.
Cool.
It looked
Yeah.
neat condition.
Man, I came this close to coming up with an enclosed trailer a couple of days ago. But
Missed
there's
it
all
that much.
there's always that one guy. There's always that one person. I'll say person.
Yeah, there you go.
There's always that one person. I mean, there's nobody else bidding, but one person, and they just won't give it up.
And they probably would bid again anyway.
Yeah.
Until you're way extended.
Well, I tell you what, I saw somebody. I'll get this. A couple of days ago, I watched a guy. A little cut and torch setup. Just it was a oxy acetylene bottle, not the big ones. The smaller ones, and just a little torch setup.
Mm-hmm.
Setting on a regular old, just a dolly like you'd move a refrigerator around with or something. $575 at an auction.
I feel sorry for him.
They just kept bidding. I was like, what's this thing made of? I mean, is there something I'm not seeing here? And the guy that won, actually, I thought he was going to cry when he realized how high he went.
Well, I bet he should be.
I thought he was so happy that he got it for that.
That
No,
reminds
really,
me
I
of
thought he was
Joey.
going to cry.
Joey will
Yeah,
outbid
Joey
everyone.
would. Yeah, Joey would just keep bidding.
Don't
I
tell.
do not want to bid against Joey at
Yep.
an auction on
Yep.
anything. Hello, Phil So Wheels.
But then if you
From
were
Ireland.
selling, you would want Joey to bid on your item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those roosters that I took and sold at auction, yeah, he should have bid on those.
Mhm.
But yeah, Joey will.
Chris, I've been looking all over, mapping it, trying to find an easy way. And buddy, you're looking at 2.5 to 3 hours, no matter what you do. 2 hours, 45 minutes, or 3 hours, easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how far it is from my house to there, wherever there is.
Yep, you fall.
I know, but U-Fall is a big place. Where is the info on exactly where this meetup's at? Does anybody?
What's the park, Tony?
Oh, I just told you. I was going to tell Paul. What is it, babe?
Or something.
Deep Fork Campgrounds.
There you go. Yep. I knew Fork. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it's the Deep Fork Campground.
Yep. You're slow.
You're slow.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you
Anybody-
guys in the
If
chat.
anybody wants
Amy
the
got it.
address, there it is.
What is it?
There's the address
Oh,
for
okay.
those that need it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll let me pin it or not. Copy address. Here.
Now what? I'm not doing anything. Angie says I'm on my phone, butthead.
Gotta be quicker.
Woohoo! I got it. Yay! There you go.
There you
Cheers,
go.
all
There's
y'all.
the address right there. Chris put it up.
Thanks, Chris.
Red Dirt.
Howdy, Red Dirt Richie Road.
Hey, guys.
Hey, I got a coffee cup I won from him
Mm-hmm.
at Tin Keller.
Awesome.
It's a
Red
good coffee cup.
Red Dirt probably lives, I'm just going to guess, 40 minutes south of me.
Yep.
They used to, well, not they, but our mountain home, which is Wiley and Jen,
Mhm.
probably used to live within 5 minutes of where they're at, I'm guessing.
Mauricio B, I bet you're crying if you just got done slicing that stuff.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna. I'll probably get the camper. I'm hoping to get the camper down there by 12 or 1 o'clock or so on Thursday. So hoping to anyway.
You see,
We'll
Angie.
see. I mean,
It's gonna be a great weekend, Tony.
Did you see a comment? Yeah, I can see it now.
All of that peace and quiet you're gonna get.
meet Angie, ignore Tony.
Love you too, honey.
Paul Honeyman says it's just a matter of time till Angie comes busting through that door and racks him over the head with something.
Angie is nicer than Tony, so go meet Angie and forget about Tony and go see what. I don't know. I don't know.
Where Tony was being really friendly.
Yes, I want to disagree a little bit with that. I can close my door. I got to lock it.
Was he disagreeing with me saying he was really friendly, or with Angie saying he wasn't very friendly?
All right, I can't get hit in the head. Just lock the door.
Just lock the door.
Got to look out for your safety, Tony.
He just locked the door.
She usually falls asleep before me, so I should be fine when I'm sleeping.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. She gets funner as the evening goes.
Well, there's a little influence on that part.
I don't know whose idea it was to make those eggs in an orange juice jug.
Yeah.
That was classic. Somebody could have poured somebody a glass of them.
Hey, it's already packed for this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Everybody got your muck boots?
Oh,
You're going
man.
to need them Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Your sleep machine has a kink in the tube, and just saying.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Tony shows up to
Here,
Mid-America in a wheelchair drooling outside of his mouth. We'll know what happened.
Yeah.
Now, are you bringing Tony?
It's gonna be 95 degrees Wednesday.
Yeah, I heard that. It's gonna be hot.
You are right, Rebecca. There was a lot of good people that went to help Ronald, and the rest of us was down there praying that everything would be all right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I need to bring, total, the total kit. So I have IVs and everything else. So I can go, here, Angie.
Yeah, you should probably do. Look over here next to me. Probably do.
Are you bringing Tony? Are you going to bring Coda and Willow?
Yeah, they always go. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we moved fast when we heard Ronald fell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. When I found out that Ronald fell was about the time that Ronald was walking back down there.
Yes.
True.
About the time I found out Ronald fell.
Yeah, same here. I didn't know Angie was gone.
I didn't know anything about it. I was like, what?
Well, she's so quiet. When she leaves, it's hard to tell. But when Paul leaves, he's so loud. Everybody knows, right?
Quiet, that means she's warming up for later.
Oh.
Yeah, 95, Josh. Yeah. We're getting there. It's supposed to be pretty warm while we're down there up in the 80s. And we're not really used to that yet, because it's actually been a really nice, we've actually had really nice weather. Today was very nice. I usually have stop, bleed, or bleed stop. Of course, I won't be there. What's that? We call that super glue here.
Duct tape.
Ronald had something happen inside his nose. It was pretty bad. And on his head.
Don't worry, Julie. I'm bringing my extra bag with me this time. So
Brian sent me a deal. He said he's 7 hours and 36 minutes from here. So, and he'll be here, and I'm going to get to show him. I'm planning on ticks, chiggers, rattlesnake, black bear, and
don't forget to pet armadillo.
Definitely an armadillo. And let's see what else. Prickly pear cactus. And
I said copperhead.
Oh, well, copperheads.
Yeah.
The copperheads are pretty tame.
Good one. Good one.
Red wasp.
Red wasp would be good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, killing red wasps and telling they're mosquitoes. Yeah.
I'll tell Jimmy to bring the
Michelle
armadillo.
Monty.
There you go. If Jimmy's got an armadillo, tell him bring it.
Well, he had one, but he threw it at her. And I was like, I could tell right away she wasn't really a redneck because she didn't catch it and fix it.
Working in Texas as a police officer, working deep nights, you would always find somewhere on the road somebody take an armadillo they got ran over a hit, put it on its back, and then put a Lone Star beer, between its front paws, and yeah. You would always find one of
No, Paul, they aren't. Copperheads are not rattlers. And Brian says, me, I'll walk up to all those things and try to pet it. Yeah, you will.
I don't do that.
I want to see you pet a red wasp.
No. That would be fun. That's a copperhead.
Yeah,
That's
that's a copperhead.
The black ones does not bother me one bit. Let them fly around. They land on your head. Don't worry about it. Best move.
Now those little ground wasps will get you, and they're black.
I'm talking about the mud daubers.
Yeah, mud daubers won't bother you. Yeah, there's a rattlesnake.
See the rattles on the end of his tail, Paul?
Yeah.
There's a rattlesnake. Generally, copperheads are not a long snake.
No, they're pretty small.
They're usually 3 foot or under, but copperhead or rattlesnakes can get long, and there's certain kinds of them that get big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a guy picking one up in the road one time that I don't know if you could have reached around with. Well, a normal person. Yeah. There you go.
Hey, Lauren.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Get some yellow jackets. Yeah, we can find some of those too.
Yep.
So I told him to bring his rubber boots and his boots that he's had forever that he never wears end up, I guess, getting, how rubber deteriorates over time. Well, now they're all janked up, and he told me we're going to have to go boot shopping as soon as he gets here.
Well, if you can't find any he likes, just get him a tube of that shoe goo.
Yeah. Hi, Lauren. Lauren's in here.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, Joel.
And but yeah, I'm looking forward to. We're going to go down. We're going to go down in the rattlesnakes for a little bit. I got 3 trail cameras down there that got dead batteries, and they're cellular cameras. So we got to go down there and fix them all up.
Is that one that you took care of in that one video by that tree?
That's right, exactly where one of them is. One of my cameras. We're going right there.
Fun.
Yeah.
You're fun, brother. Have you
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Indiana Johnny Jones.
I think that dude could have struck me in the thigh if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I got into a deal with snake one time. I had a bunch of cattle on some rented ground, and they got out. And what happened, the water got up, and it washed out the gates on one of those huge culverts that goes underneath the I-44. And so my cattle were loose on like 200 and some acres of ground that had sort of a fence around it. And I went up there to try to see if I could coax them back through there. And then I found out why they wouldn't come. 2 reasons. Where the water washes off of that big old culvert, it had cut out about an 8-foot hole, and they had to swim out of that, and they wasn't about to swim back. And at that time, I had one of them big red Honda 3-wheelers, and I had rode through that culvert, and it was a doubled one. And the holes must have been 7-8 foot wide, 10 foot tall, maybe. And it was, of course, there's water flowing through them, and it was real wet in there. And when I came back, I just circled at the end and came back in the other one. The other one had a snake on the wall. And when I went by him, he's sticking off about this far, gonna, kiss me when I went by. And I decided to not ever go back there if I could. And that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, Brian, those 2 pairs of shorts is not going to help you one bit.
I knew he was going to leave.
Yep.
I knew he was leaving.
He
Bye,
gone.
Paul.
He gone.
He gone.
Pairs of shorts are not going to help you when you're out there. You better put some pants on.
Yeah, you're gonna want pants
And some spray for the ticks and the chigger.
Yeah, we're gonna perm it on down. Yeah, we got to do a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put bells on you and all kinds of things. That's so I
million
can.
bells, that's a good
That's so I can hear it jingling when the bear's dragging you off.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and go home.
You know which way he took you.
Yeah, I know which way.
He'll come for you in a day or two, believe me.
Oh my goodness.
You're so mean.
But anyway, does anybody have any more questions about YouTube at all? Because I did throw up that little thing about that. I know. Did you get any of yours figured out, Tony?
I spent 2 days messing with YouTube and Google. They did send me a PIN number, which I just did today, finally.
Okay, good.
Now they want me to do to click on and paste a AdSense code to what I don't have. I don't understand where they want me to put it. So that's where I'm at now. And so my kids were going to be here maybe in a couple of weeks, and they said they'll try to look at it with me and see what they're talking about, because I don't.
Just bring it with you down to the deal. We'll be there. We'll have time to mess with that stuff. Yeah, they're gonna be. There's a few little hoops they make you jump through, as
Right.
we were talking about earlier. But you've got some funding in there, and you don't want to lose it.
Well, I know I already lost that first part. The second part. The first part's still there. Actually, because I did a PIN, it shows me back to being monetized again, but it told me I've got, I don't know if it's 40 days. I think it's 40 days to figure out the rest. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, now that I would say the first one I'm thinking was maybe October, November, which that is still sitting there. But the next month is gone, and that was quite a bit of money. And I was like, yeah, well, whatever. It's not come back at all since I've got back. Since it shows me monetized, it's gone.
Right.
It went down to 9 cents, and they took it back.
Yeah.
So,
But-
Julie,
Did you see that street race video that I did?
You talking to me? I didn't hear you.
I was talking to Julie.
Okay.
Cook. I was just wondering if she saw that one. That was a cool race. That was Tony. You should have been there, buddy.
You don't know how many times I've already kicked myself in the.
Mhm.
You should have been there. It was
awesome.
it was wild.
Oh,
thank you, Julie.
I looked at it like 2 times. I can be there in an hour and 45 minutes. And I said, no, I got other stuff I got to do. And then you said go. I said no. And then Christine, I think, text or something. I can't remember. I text her maybe. And I was like, oh, God, I knew I should have been there. Especially when you beat Reaper. I was like, oh, I would have laid some cash on that one.
Yeah, there was.
When you were in the finals, he goes, "You should go live." I'm like, "Yeah, right." There's a bunch of crazy people.
I did say that. Go live for the finals.
yeah.
There's no way I could have done that with those people.
Yeah.
I was waiting to get shamed every few
Paul was waiting to loved hearing the excitement in your voice.
All I know is that I'm never
She
going to.
does. She gets excited about that stuff, man.
When you beat Reaper, to hear her yell and scream, I was like, dang it, I knew I should have been there.
Yeah, whenever I ran that little truck, the little truck was the odds-on favorite to win the entire event.
That was
That
cool.
was the one that everybody said that's they're going to be the winner. They're going to win this deal. That's it. Might as well go home type deal. And I drew them in the third round. I was like, I told Chris down, I said, well, we might be going and getting barbecue right after this somewhere.
Every time. Get out of your own head.
So anyway,
Funny is people know your car now. They know what's up.
so I'm over there. I was talking to, she went to get me a hamburger.
Yeah, you bet.
She went to get me a hamburger and she took the truck keys with her. So I'm sitting over there at my car and I'm sitting there thinking, and they're over there, they got the laptop out and they're retuning that little red race truck, They're retuning it, doing all this stuff. And I told Gordon, my buddy Gordon, I said, I need a bottle for this next pass. He goes, no, you don't need a bottle. No. I said, Gordon, the ducks are all gone. I'm racing that truck right there. They're over there tuning the far out of it right now. I said, I've got to have the bottle for this pass.
Is that when I left, we were all in agreement you weren't going to do it. Right? We were all in agreement. We had made a decision as a team.
So anyway,
things change as the moment goes through.
Aren't you glad I put the bottle in it, though?
I'm glad you put the bottle in it. But
all I can tell you is after watching that video, I'm never going to get in an arm wrestling match with Christine.
No, that Paul Honeyman, what ended up skidding in behind me was the Camaro. That was Reaper.
That was Reaper. Yeah.
The little red truck is the one I ran in the third round.
Yeah.
So it was the one that he tried so hard that he put too much to it, and I drove out of his life.
So, Chris, are you saying that about the arm wrestling because I can heave a tire?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was down for 2 days after. That's what you don't know.
Oh,
You're young.
Amy said she chunked that tire on there like it was nothing.
Yeah, she did.
Donnie, when you were, I can't remember, it was either you were leaving your property or somewhere, you had the trailer go by your right side. I went, there's going to be a flat tire. And I said that. And then after the video, I said, I told Asia, I told you there's going to be a flat tire. Something told me tire.
Well, we didn't plan it.
No, I know that. But something told me.
Yeah, you can see her trying to wave me down after I drove past her. She got out of the vehicle at McDonald's to run in and grab our food, and I was just going into the next parking lot over because there was no room to park in the McDonald's lot. So I was just going into the next one, and she's back there behind me waving her arms because I got a flat. Then she called me on the phone, and I'm glad she did because I was able to get out and get the jack, and it was a 5 minutes, folks. That's how long it took us to get that tire changed, be on the road.
Well, you flunked NASCAR because they're at like 13 seconds.
Yeah, but we're not NASCAR. We're two old people on a
on a GTO.
At least this year, Christine didn't need oxygen because of the cost of nitrogen. But yeah,
you did get the tire, right?
Huh?
You did get that tire fixed?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
Live on the edge, so
I haven't pulled the trailer anywhere. I mean,
a new tire, not a fixed tire.
I need to get a tire because that tire, it's got a piece of metal in it that wide.
Really?
I don't know where we picked it up, but we had to have picked it up from the car wash to McDonald's, which would have been a mile.
When was the camera? I got to look back at it. Was the camera you had set when you're leaving the car wash when the trailer went by it, or was that at home?
Where the trailer went by, that was at home.
Okay, all right, because that's when I said there's going to be a flat tire.
Yeah, and we were at home. I was just driving, moving the trailer, doing that camera angle stuff here and there.
Hey, there's David, country boy with his paint cover.
Howdy, David.
Man, I seen that blue was it 250 you had sitting there? I was like drooling. I was like, no, I ain't spending money. I'm not doing it.
What year?
It was what was that? A 13, I think? I can't remember. But it was a 6.7. It was blue. It was nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you need to drop back about 13 years or more.
No, I know. But when I seen it, the color, it just like, wow, I like that.
Yeah, you need to drop back a few years.
Yeah. Get out electronics. Be in the area of where Chris and Amy are at on theirs.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
You need to drop back. Yeah, drop back.
I see the car Angie was talking about, Tony, on Yeah, no, Dave's saying a country boy in his paint buffer. I think it's a 2003 Vet.
No. I was looking at the truck. The heck with the vet. I
Oh, you
will.
want the truck?
I will never own a Chevrolet product in my life.
It's got to be Ford, right?
You ain't got any money, Tony.
I'm actually going to hit you up, babe, on that. I knew she needs her car first, and she's going to buy a Chevrolet. But oh well. Best part about it is I'm not going to work on it.
Hey, Ann, how are you doing?
What's Angie gonna
And
do?
I don't know. She's a Chevrolet person.
I think she would look really good in one of them new Broncos, but a 2-door.
Oh my God! Yeah, I've seen it. The full size Bronco. I love it.
Yep, that she'd look sharp. I mean, sharp.
You look sharp driving a truck. You just need to go to and from work and make it survive.
It's nice, Dave. It's nice. It almost looks like the body type. That 2003 Vet almost looks like the body type of the 80s Vets. With a little modern flair on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not a vet person at all.
Me either. Never have been, never will be.
Well, here's the vet don't bring much scrap metal price.
Huh?
Yeah, it's fiberglass.
Scrap metal price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a vet. All right, Ann. Ann, I've got some more. I'm actually thinking about trying to get one to come out, maybe get another one to come out, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see if I get it done. But I've got to get my next Friday one going. I think I've got 3 auctions videoed right now that are just sitting in my bank right now.
That auction that you and I went to, I was actually heading in. I just didn't feel it. It's sitting there. I just didn't feel it at all. That's why I never put it out.
Now what?
That the video you and I went to,
You haven't got yours out yet.
I just didn't feel it. It just wasn't working with me. So I just said, if it's not working, don't put it out.
Okay. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what, the one I went to Thursday was amazing. I mean, it was a really great auction. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where
there's
you got
a lot of eye candy in that one, which, like it was, when I say eye candy, it doesn't have anything to do with women whatsoever, dear. It has to do with the stuff that they had for sale. And I brought home quite a bit of stuff from that one.
I am.
So
is that the one where you got the barbecue grill?
no, that's the one I put out. What? I already put that one out. I'm talking about video ones that I've been to that I haven't put out yet.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm old. Yeah,
Nope. I've got 3 auctions right now that are all filmed. I just got to edit them all and get them all out. Mustangs are good. Where'd that come from?
That like Eleanor, that car,
I'm
that.
with you, Johnny. I'd rather drive a muscle car than a vet. Yeah.
Yep.
And Mustangs aren't muscle cars, so there's that.
Who said that?
They're not.
They're pony cars.
There's never been a Mustang that was a muscle car.
Okay.
Muscle car, Mustangs are pony cars. They're the same as Camaros. Camaros are pony cars. Trans Ams are pony cars.
Mm-hmm.
So the 6970 fastback Mustang
Is a pony car.
I'll be dang. Okay.
Yeah.
So is a Trans Am too.
Cuda, pony car. Challenger, pony car.
What about
Chevelles are a muscle car.
What about a Ford Pinto?
Ford Pinto's a Ford Pinto. it's a fire waiting to happen.
I remember those gremlins. Those gremlins.
429 Boss, pony car. It's all about the construction of the car. It didn't have anything to do with the engine. Muscle cars had full frames.
Roadrunners.
Mustangs don't have full frames.
Who are you making mad?
Probably everybody. Yeah. There you go. What's that? Not full frame.
He's right. The Mustangs don't have full frames. Oh man, I'm trying to think. I'm going to say the Torinos did have full frames, but you're going back into I'm going to say the mid '60s, not late '60s. Well, I don't know, maybe late '60s. No, he's right about it. They're unibody, same as the Falcons, and
Right.
all those things are all unibodies.
They called all those unibody cars pony cars.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why even a Camaro, like you said, Camaros, because all they have is that front section that you lower down on the front ends. All was a frame on the front end, right?
Yeah, and they got a you know a rear, just like the Mustangs. They got a little bit of a frame right over the rear end.
Right.
But the floorboard is the only thing that you've got to stiffen those cars up.
Yeah.
Because you start breaking them at the corner of the door whenever you put a lot of power to them.
Roadrunners are like a unibody also. They have the frame at the front that you drop the whole front end down on. They are a complete unibody.
So I guess that would be also for like a Superbird.
Yep. There's no frame under them. It's a unibody. I'm trying to remember a channel I used to watch all the time. That he rebuilt nothing but Dodge products. Gosh darn it. Babe, I know you know who it is. Put it in there if you remember. He's over in Seattle, and his whole thing is building old Dodges, all of it. And I used to watch him all the time.
Is he still got a channel? Because if you figure it out, let me know.
He was on maybe he was on TV for many years. Gosh darn, yeah, Graveyard Cars. Here we go. Yep, that's it. Yep, Mark. I forgot his last name. His first name is Mark. Graveyard Cars. He had a TV show, and now he does YouTube with some of his car builds, and very famous guy.
Yeah. But Mustangs are a lot of fun and stuff like that. And nobody is going to say that they aren't fast. They are fast, like Camaros and Trans Ams and all that stuff. They can be really fast, and that has nothing to do with that. But the muscle car theme was all about having a car that was an intermediate. It would be like an intermediate sedan type car, full frame, typically Coke, the Coke bottle shaped type cars and stuff like that. And they just had a larger engine in them. So they started putting it started off, and you guys can go back and look at this. It started off with a 64 GTO. The 64 GTO was the first car they considered a muscle car.
Oh, all right.
They put the 389 in the Le Mans Tempest body.
Yep.
And that was what they called the first one. Now, they kind of cheated with that one a little bit because they did, I believe it was Car and Driver or one of those magazines back then. Because nobody can tell what's in what size engine a Pontiac has in it, because like my engine that's in my car looks like, it could be a 326 or it could be a 455, or in my case, it's a 535.
Wow.
But it still could look like, it looked like a 326. So they said it was a 389, but it was a 421 that they had in that test car that they used. So that's how it. Paul, I'm sorry. Are you leaving? Good night, Paul.
Good night, Paul.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Now, when we were, I don't remember when it was, but I started looking for a full frame Torino, and I can't remember what years they were, but they were, I want to think early 60s or mid 60s. I don't remember what it was, but everything is unibody through Ford for quite a while.
Yeah.
Going back. Because I thought of the same thing. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, there you go. There she put it in there. I used to watch his show for years. Years.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, Tony, did you see the link that I posted? Is that the right one?
I did not. Hold on here.
It's right above Paul Honeymoon where he's saying goodnight.
Think of a Pontiac Tempest. I think of my cousin Vinny. Yeah, I think the actual car that they were comparing it with to a Pontiac Tempest, but it's like it was a Buick. What was that car? It had an independent rear suspension.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And because when it went over the curve, it left a flat stand mark because the suspension, and I know those Pontiac Tempests, they do have the rope drive shaft and the independent rear suspension and stuff in, and the old ones do. It's like a 62, 63.
Oh, Skylark, was it, David?
No.
Oh.
Can I call my cousin Vinny to find out for sure what it was? If it had,
Chris, that's it. That's
Did you
it.
see that movie?
Yeah. I love the movie. It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I just saw part of that movie tonight.
My cousin Vinny. That's a classic.
Oh,
I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in forever.
I love when he showed back up in the court and he had that weird, funky, I can't remember what it was, suit because he couldn't wash his suit. So he went to a thrift store or something and bought this weird looking suit.
Oh, I didn't get to that part yet.
Yeah.
I gotta go see it.
I love it when Fred Gwynn goes, yeah, when he goes, yeah, I want to hear more. And he, it's like, I love it. It was, yeah.
Classic.
But anyway, no, it wasn't a GMC Skylark. It was a Buick. Buick has the Skylarks. GMC didn't make any cars. GMC is a pickup SUV manufacturer. And little known fact about GMCs is the original engines that came in the first GMC trucks was a Pontiac engine.
Wow.
Did you see what I said, Johnny? Let me look.
Johnny,
I don't see it. I'm looking back too.
I see it. Johnny Sleeper Dude is putting a 440 in a Savoy. That's it.
So Tony, the
How
reason
far
why
up was that?
It's up above Paul's bedtime comment, Paul Honeymoon, right above it. A couple.
What time was that?
I can't see the time stamp. He said Johnny Sleeper Dude is putting a 440 into a Savoy. All right.
Into a what?
Savoy.
Oh, Johnny Sleeper Dude is putting a 440 into a Savoy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I finally saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual original GMC trucks, they had Pontiac engines in them, and they were reverse cooled as well. So they actually ran the water through the back of the block to the front. So
that must have worked really good.
Well, they piped it to the back and then ran it to the front. And it was, back in the day, they thought that was the thing. Yeah, they're made by GM.
I remember my grandma. She did get me one of them. My grandma got me one of them Buick Skylarks. Can't believe that car.
But anyway, well, guys, it's 10:07, and tomorrow's Mother's Day. And we're going to go to church, and then we're going to go out to eat for Mother's Day, and then Brian is going to be here tomorrow. So you may see, I don't know, we may do a live sometime this week with Brian whenever he's here. I don't know. But also, Amy Leonard, are you still in the chat? hit me a thumbs up if you are. If you're not, that's okay, because I understand it's after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, she was there about 6 minutes ago. She should. Yeah, there she is.
She is here. Yeah. Hey, Amy. How about Wednesday? She'll know what I'm talking about. And the reason I'm saying that's because Wednesday's going to be in the 90s. And I can't. And I've got things me and Brian have got to get done, and I'd like to do it while it's cool. Give us a time. How about, well, Tony can come. He's right here. If you want to come to JL's, Tony, you're more than welcome. Anybody can come.
Yeah, I know. It's 2.5 hour drive. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So anybody wants to come to JL's. So
Take the helicopter.
I don't know. Let's meet there at let's just meet there at noon. How's that? I mean, noon straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So but anyway, because I know he wants to go to JL's, and I was thinking, well, we'll go over there, do that, and then after we leave there, I'll take him over and show him the Blue Whale and all that stuff on Route 66. And I'll drive him back around through Claremore and stuff, and then we'll swing back toward the house probably.
You talk about the Blue Whale. When I first moved here near Arcadia, there is a guy that has a it's like a museum that he opens up, and it's free to walk in. You donate money, but in his front yard, he's got a big old pond, and he has a blue whale. So originally, I thought was the blue whale that everybody talked about, but it's not. It's his blue whale he has there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we're talking 20, 30 years ago. So,
well, everybody, we're going to hop off here. Thanks for coming in. I'm sorry we didn't talk all that much about YouTube. I think I will talk about it more probably the next time we do this, probably in 2 weeks. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this, and thank you guys for coming up. Thanks to all the mods out there that have kept this channel safe. Thanks to all the new folks that have come in tonight. Appreciate it. Thanks, Chris, Tony, and Janae, and Paul Case, and Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse, and coming up on panel, and just appreciate all of you guys. And we will talk.
Thank you for the help, Johnny.
Huh?
Appreciate
Thank you for the help, sir.
No problem. And like I said, anybody can approach me when we go. If you got a question you don't understand, come up and ask me. We'll hash through it. I like working on stuff like that. All right, guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Tony.
Night, guys.